Hello everyone. This is a video on the Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition public update preview. Sped asked me to do a guide, so I happily obliged. Just wanted to run through how that works, how to get it, and then more importantly, how to synchronize your settings because it kind of creates a separate instance of your game on your PC. The game's not installed twice, but there's two instances that it's referencing. So all your deck settings and hotkeys, all that stuff is not there whenever you go to the PUP. So first of all, in Steam, in the game screen, you can see here, they announce whenever there's an update preview. So right click on the game, go to properties, and then you're going to go to betas, and then you're going to click the drop down here, and then you're going to see update preview. So sometimes they label it by month. It'll only be available whenever they have announced there's an update preview. So once you click that, close out, you're going to see here immediately that there's an update required, and it'll start downloading it. So it's downloading the game update. So just wait just a moment. I have a fast internet connection, so it shouldn't take long. It'll patch and install it. And then once that's done, you'll see here that when the game is listed, it says update preview. So that's how you know that you're in the update preview. So to switch back, just cover that real quick, right click, properties, betas, and then just set that to none, and the game will have to update again. So just whenever you're in the update preview, because of the way multiplayer works in Age of Empires, you can only play with people that are in the exact same version of the game as you. So if you have update preview enabled, you are not going to be able to play with the production version of the game, only those that have this same version installed. So just an important note. So if this is your first time launching it, when you launch the game, it's going to be like the first time ever launching the game. It'll score your GPU and CPU. Just click continue. And then as you can see, default settings, so everything was loud. All right, so you saw the splash messages that were there. So it's like the first time launching the game. So if I go to home cities, uh, all I'm going to have are default decks. None of my none of my decks, none of my customizations, and more importantly, none of my settings or hotkeys are going to be there as well. So like even my graphic settings, hotkeys, all of that. So we have to copy that over to the PUP instance of the game. So there's two ways I'm going to show you. So I've actually written a batch file that will do all of this for you. So the way that this works is it checks to see if you've run the PUP instance of the game, and once you've run it once, then you can use this utility, and it will copy over from your current main accounts. So any Steam accounts that you use Age of Empires 3 with, it'll copy it over, and it'll sync all of your settings, your decks, your home cities, hotkeys, all of that. You can use this if you want. I know some people are skeptical of files of the internet, but really all this is some rudimentary checking of if the directory exists, and then it's using xcopy to copy it over. So you can use this if you want. If not, I'm going to show you how to do it manually anyway, but just I'll post a link to download this. But you probably also will get flagged by your antivirus because this is a batch file. So you'll have to override it to run it, but it's pretty rudimentary in what it does. So the way that this works, This tells you what it does, and then it's going to copy everything over from your production instance of the game. So any saved games, any log files, I'm too lazy to write a script to exclude all of that, so it's literally just copying over everything from your main accounts over to your PUP instance of the game. And then also disclaimer, this only works with Steam. So if you're using Xbox, it may or may not work. I don't know. I don't use Xbox Live, so I don't know if this would work for that or not. But I do know that it works for Steam. So um, it will, if you've used the PUP in the past, this will also delete any PUP settings that you have. So just throwing that out there. Doesn't touch anything with your main accounts other than just copying. But if you've used PUP in the past and you have stuff in there, it's going to clear that out. So just disclaimer. So continue. Before you use this, you need to have at least launched the PUP once. So like I just did, subscribed, updated, and then exited the game. So I've done that. If you answer yes, it's going to still check. So it will terminate if you don't do that. It needs the folder to be there for it to be able to work. So yes, I've run the game once. It checked, and then now it's going to copy the game files. So what it's going to do next is it's going to go to the PUP folder where the files are stored. It's going to clear that directory, remove it, and then copy over from your production version of the game all of your settings. So as you can see, it copies everything. I'm too lazy. There's logs, there's old save games from disconnections and multiplayer, but it does copy over all of the home city data. So now that that's done, you can press a key, it'll close, and then whenever you go back into the game, PUP version of the game that is, it's going to have all my settings over from my main account. And then if I go here to options, you can see that my resolution has been set to match my main accounts. My hotkeys are there. And then home cities. All my customizations are here, and then all my decks are there. So it's that easy. So let's say you don't want to use the batch file, no problem. Pretty simple to do. It just you need to go into your game or system drive, your users folder, your username, games, and then you can see here that there's Age of Empires 3 DE and then update preview. So this is what I was talking about with the two separate instances of the game. So the update preview works out of this directory. So these are my two Steam profiles, and then it has the home cities and settings for each Steam profile there. And then it has the same thing for the production version of the game. So what we need to do is copy over what is in the production folder here to the update preview version of the game. So you can, the problem is with manually copying it is that Steam Cloud Sync is a pain in the ass. So it will try and override if you've run this before and resync to this. So this folder, if you have it, has to be deleted and then has to be recreated with this exact name, and then copy the files over. Otherwise, Steam Sync will pull over whatever you have previously used with the update preview and then override what you just did. It's so fucking annoying. Anyway, so just this folder, you're going to need the name, so we're going to delete this. This is the previous update preview that I've used, and then we're going to create a new folder. And then we need to name it Age of Empires 3 DE Update Preview, and it must be exact. So then once you've created that folder, You can just go in here and you can copy the folders that are in your regular Age of Empires 3 DE folder and then paste them into your update preview folder. You can go through and delete the excess files if you have space issues or whatever. I can't be bothered, so I don't really care. But what we just did is what the batch file also does. It's just doing it all at once for you. But it's important that you actually remove and delete that directory and recreate it. Otherwise, like I said, Steam Cloud Sync is going to override everything you just did. So just to demonstrate again. So I have all of my settings, hotkeys, and then all of my decks. So hope that explains how to use the PUP. Hopefully a lot of people will test it and provide input. And then just to show you, whenever you're done and you're ready to go back and play a game on the production version, once you close out of the game, see Steam's now syncing. Right click, properties, betas, change that to none. The game will need to update again, and then after it's done updating, you're back on the production version of the game. So hope that helps. Any questions, feel free to leave a message in the comments. All right, happy gaming.